kind of talking Bucks and Hawks, I have a sour taste in my mouth about the Hawks, obviously, from the Sixers, but I still am going to pick them. I find the Hawks, I think that they have an energy that is, I don't know, Trae Young's energy is crazy and I don't like it. But I would say that it's definitely something that can invigorate his whole team. And I think that we saw them, even though they lost game 2, we saw them lost game 2 in Philly and they still came back and won the whole series. So I kind of am feeling like the Hawks have a lot of mojo. I don't know. Maybe that's, again, not another word. I don't know. But I feel like they have like a lot of momentum with them.
Swagger. Go
Swagger,
ahead. And
I feel like they're
Trae Young is that villain, man. Go ahead and give him those props. If you've seen the clip, to bring a very Gen Z perspective to one-on-one, there is a clip being very frequently used on my TikTok For You page, because mine is full of a bunch of sports clips, of guys going out and making videos like of social scenarios in which they're a villain, maybe not wanting to eat something simple. And it'll cut to Trae Young looking back at the Garden crowd. I was there that night at Game 5. There was a chant going on that cannot be repeated on air, and Trae Young looks back and he sees about, I want to say he looked at one side of MSG. So he looked at about 11,000 New Yorkers yelling his name, accompanied by an expletive of choice. And he looked back and flashed them the most devilish smile you could imagine. And as much as I hated that moment, that picture is art, and I won't deny it.
Yeah, I think Trae Young definitely brings that to the table, and it's really funny with this Hawks teams. I mean, me and the producer Alex Wolves have been texting frequently throughout the playoffs, and we're always like, enough of this Hawks team. And I think that's what everyone's feeling like. At a certain point, they just got to go away. They're just keep on at it, where it's like they hit big threes in big moments, and every night you feel another person steps up, whether it's Bogdanovic or Herter or Trae Young dropping 30 plus, or Clint Capella on the pick and roll. I mean, they're relentless, and they really make you pay when you don't break away late in the game. They'll hit threes, they'll stop runs, and they can close games. So I don't think this series is certainly over by any means. I mean, the Bucks just need to play well, and that's really been a question mark for this team. Are they going to show up every night? And that hasn't been the story throughout the playoffs. So if you get Giannis at his best, and you get Chris Middleton making shots and Drew Holiday playing both ends of the floor well, then the Bucks are going to win. But if they don't, the Hawks aren't going to lose the series. The Bucks are going to have to win it, and I think that's the biggest thing with this Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I like the way that you phrased that too. Like that the Bucks have to win it. That Hawks aren't going to lose. They're, like you said, they're not going away. They're kind of like, I don't know, they're like a infection or something. I don't know. Maybe that's gross.
No, I think it's fitting though, because Trae is so small and he talks so much. He's too lovingly. I'll have to cover my dog's ears so that he doesn't see this as too much of an insult. But he's Trae Young's being a bit of a chihuahua, if you want to use that term. Small, noisy, perhaps barking up trees that you might think he has no business barking up. But man, is he taking down? You kidding me? He didn't play any animal teams. I couldn't have no puns for me to use. He couldn't have played like the Bears or something, so I could say he took down. That's not even a team in the NBA, man. Totally ruined my pun, Trae Young. You should have beat different teams in the playoffs. But if you do manage to size up and take down the Bucks, I will be quite impressed. Not the same. I needed a more fighting animal. Not the same. Pun ruined by Trae Young.
You're not doing great.
However, the Hawks are doing great, and I mentioned them earlier in regards to the Mavericks positively, right? Like that draft night trade is pretty interesting to revisit. I think Trae Young and Reddish for Doncic. Atlanta has certainly made it look like they're winning that deal so far, and because of how much better Luka Doncic is than Trae Young, in my opinion, that is both a positive sign for Atlanta's front office, a negative sign for Dallas's front office. I think Atlanta's got to be really happy with where they are.